We have a day bearing down on us. This will probably be released on Thursday, which means that less than a week away is Valentine's Day. Yeah, I know, guys. Ooh, talk about a moment where we just feel inadequate, right? Can my overthinkers in the room raise your hands high in the air, like for the first time in your life, you really don't care? But we both know that we think too much for that statement to be true, right? I struggle in Valentine's Day. Oh man, do I ever. I'll be honest with you, and I've had to tell my wife this. There was times where I would get her a gift, or there were times throughout the year and I didn't get her something and I knew I should have. But I would go into a store and in my overthinking, I would literally stand there with something in my hand, like, would she like this? Would she not like? Is it the right size? Do I need to get this? Is it enough? Is it not enough? All the things. And I've walked out of a store after holding items that she probably would have enjoyed, but placing them back on the rack because of fear of, well, I don't think it's good enough, or what if she don't like it, or what if it don't fit her? So in my overthinking, I just walk out with nothing. And then I have to give her this, baby, I love you. If you knew how much time I spent not getting you a gift, oh, you would realize that is more valuable than whatever gift I could have bought you. It usually doesn't fly, honestly. Like she's like, "Oh, okay, God bless you. I just love you that much too." But it realistically is bad. Like I struggle even in the like deodorant aisle, and you're thinking, "Oh, how hard is that?" Well, when you start hearing studies that say the deodorant you use is if you use it too many times, then your body grows numb to it, and you're eventually going to start stinking again. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, "Oh, is this? Have I used this too many times? Do I need to go to another brand? Do I need to go to another scent? If I get this scent, it's new. Will Morgan like this? Because sometimes scents drive her weird. And it's like, ugh, I want to get something that she's gonna like. Because realistically, I could care less what scent my armpits smell like as long as they smell good. So I worry about her. It's the same way with cologne. Like I could care less what my cologne smells like as long as it smells appealing, good. But I really care for her. Like, you're the one that's got to put up with me. Like, do you like this cologne? Does it smell good? I'll ask those questions. I bought a beard oil. Those of you that are not visually were here with me and have not seen a picture of me, I have a very majestic beard. Ah, well, and God gave me this to do with the balding head that I don't have hair on top. So it's really a blessing and a curse all at once. But I can remember a couple of years back, I got this beard uh, oil conditioner and it smelled like peppermint hot chocolate. Wow, doesn't that sound amazing? That if you just smelled that all day long. And I put it on and she's like, "Oh, I love that." 15 minutes later, she comes in for a kiss. She goes, "I hate that." Something happened in a 15-minute span and it did not smell like it did originally. Lost its smell really quickly and smelled kind of, I don't know, flat or something. So you have to be careful with all these things. I told you I'm an overthinker and I just took you through, a lot of different hallways in my head. Now you kind of know, if this is your first time on the podcast with me, what kind of podcast this is. It's just real. I'm just going to carry you through where I'm at and what I'm going through and what I've gone through, because I think a lot of you are the same way. And yes, I did say I'm a pastor. So I'm always going to connect it back to Jesus as well, because I think that's important. But what you'll find, and I hope anyways, is what I'm going to talk about today is I hope through conversations, I hope through sharing what I believe to be truth, and more importantly, how I share these things, that you're going to experience who Jesus really is. And that I'm not telling you about somebody, but doing it in a manner that you have zero desire to ever know more about. Because that's generally what happens, right? We see a lot of people who are, I'm going to put quotations up for those of you out there that can't see this. Just know that physically I'm doing the quotation marks with my hands, that are Christians that you couldn't tell if you were had a gun to your head and said, pick the Christians out, it would be hard. Now, if you've ever served as a waitress before, you know what I'm talking about. Especially, I came from a small backwoods Arkansas town, and every Sunday night when we got out of church, yeah, we went to church twice on Sunday. When we got out of church on Sunday, we would go out after church. And when you hear the stories from waitresses, And the most hated shift is Sunday nights, because a lot of Christians that come out and they're all their Sunday best, got their suits and their dresses and looking like they're dressed to the nine and looking like they've just been with Jesus for 2 hours, have the innate inability to tip. Wow, it got really quiet here really quick, right? Well, as a Christian, I'm not called to tip. I give my 10% to church. Yeah, you know what that says to somebody who's working for minimum wage, who's doing everything they can to serve you the best? You don't have to, but why wouldn't you? It. My wife served in the waitressing and things like that before we got married, so it's been a standard in my home. 20% is the standard. Like, you got to really mess up to get anything less than that. But there's times that she's like, just give her more, just give him more, bless him. Put on there, I see you, God sees you, God bless you, God loves you, and throw a little extra in there.